Hello friends, welcome back. I am making my way down to the pigs this morning. I have this cantaloupe. It was in the fridge. It's out of our garden. It was a little overripe and a little mealy. We don't like that. So I am going to see what the piggies think of cantaloupe for the first time. As you can see, I've made sure they have a nice wallow, multiple sources of water, and here they are. Hi, you want to try some cantaloupe? Can you smell that? Okay, all right, let's see if I can do this one-handed. Here we go. What do you think of that? Oh, yeah, I think it's a win. Piggies are enjoying the cantaloupe. Yay! I just went to make sure that the sheep were where they're supposed to be in their electric fence, and I was going to go through the barn, but I discovered they're all inside the barn. And if you remember from our last video, they have a tendency to get out of their electric fence frequently, and they are in the barn right now. Last night we got, well, actually all day yesterday it rained, and they're not fond of walking through wet pasture. But I'll flip you around and you'll be able to see how much they have to eat. They just are very, very, very picky. So this is what they're working with. I don't know if you can see, I really don't want to walk out because I don't have my boots on, and it's wet, but it's pretty high. It's probably up to, some of it, like right here, is close to up to my hips. And while I understand they don't want to eat all of this, there's plenty to eat, and they're just not interested. So they're kind of doing a little protest in the barn. They have access to hay as well, so that's their nosh of choice at the moment. These are our newest residents on the homestead. I don't want to get too close because they're still kind of spooky. See if I can zoom in a little bit. They are peacocks. Oh, you can hear our resident rooster in the back. I know it's kind of dark inside that pen. With the rain, we tried to wrap the pen to protect them from the water. They've gone to that back corner now. I don't think you can see them very well, and I don't want to get too close. Our oldest daughter, Sarah, has purchased these peacocks. She is our bird person. She's great with birds and she loves birds. So that's what they are. I think there's 5 in there, and there are different kinds. I'm not exactly sure what's in there. I think there's some piebald. There might be 1 or 2 indigo blue. Not sure. I'm not really sure what else is in there. I'm not the bird person, but I will show you their new enclosure. This is the beginning of their new enclosure. We have our helpers here, aka grandparents. They are going to be putting this together for the peacocks, so they have somewhere to have a permanent home. Here is the peacock's new permanent enclosure. It has some of the green netting across the top, and the tarp is on the end. It's pretty long. I think this is about 30 feet. I'm not sure. I don't want to get too close again, but let me try to zoom in so you can possibly see these little guys. And I do believe they are all guys right now. There they are. They're pretty back there. And they are getting big. They were smaller when she first brought them home. So yeah, let me try to go to the end and get a better picture for you. So there they are at the end of the enclosure. She's going to add a few like perches and things in here for them to climb on, but for now they're still pretty small, and they kind of huddle in the corner whenever anybody comes around, except for our daughter, which, you know, they're her birds and she's the one who feeds them. So they're settling in. So today is a kitchen day. pretty much every day is a kitchen day. I have some bread here that I have put outside to rise, and I'm gonna get this in the oven. I am making some salsa verde today with some tomatillos, and over the weekend, you'll have to ignore my messy stove, I made, how many do I have here? 21, 23, something like that, quarts of tomatoes. There was a local farm who now is the time to buy tomatoes. Ours didn't do so well. I think we mentioned that in a previous video, that the heat and not enough rain. So we bought 100 pounds of tomatoes. That is the product of about 50. They had regular like beefsteak tomatoes and Roma, and I mixed those for that batch. I have another 50 pounds of just Roma tomatoes, so I'm anticipating, because they're smaller, I'm not sure if I'll get 21 quarts again or if I'll get less. Who knows, we'll see. But the bread and the tomatillo salsa is what's happening today. So, yeah. I'm relatively new to canning, so what I have is the Ball Complete Book of Home Preserves, or preserving, sorry. And I am following their recipe for tomatillo salsa on page 212. I got this, I can share my link, I got it on Amazon. It is supposed to be the book, and that's actually what I used the recipe in there for plain tomato sauce for making my canned tomatoes over the weekend. So right now for the tomatillo sauce, or salsa, I am husking. If you've never seen, let me see if I can zoom you in. If you've never seen a tomatillo before, this is what they look like. They come in this little shell thing, and then you have to take this off and take the stem. They're kind of sticky. So I'm taking these off and putting them in my bowl, and I'm gonna wash those up, and then I'll go to the next step. Okay, to this pot I have ground up, actually not ground, I've chopped up in my food processor all of the tomatillos, if you can see that, some onion, cilantro, cumin, garlic, I have Himalayan salt, jalapenos, and I am going to add 4 tablespoons of lime juice, and I am using prepared lime juice because I don't have any fresh limes at the moment. And then we need some white vinegar, a half a cup. So I'm just going to use this 1/4 cup and do 2 of these. And then I am going to turn this on and bring this, stir all of this up and bring this to a boil, and then let it simmer. So I will let you know what the product looks like after it comes to a boil and we get ready to can it. The salsa is finished, the salsa verde, and I got 4 of these jars. These jars are about 300 milliliters, and I used probably a little bit more than 5 or 5.5 pounds of tomatillos total. And this is what I got. So I just took them out of the water bath canner, and I'm going to allow them to cool. I'm waiting for the lids to snap, and then I will let them sit until tomorrow and then put them on my shelf for eating this winter. Don't know if you can hear me, I have fans going in the barn. I want to get these girls back out on the pasture. It's mid-afternoon. It's not too terribly hot today, but it's warm. Obviously, they have a fleece on. I want to get them out on pasture, and I'm going to re-straw this pen inside that we have for them. They come in here during the day to cool off, and here's Friendly. She always comes for her greets. Hi, sweetie. And then after that, I will do afternoon chores and finish up with making dinner. Now that I have a decent amount of floor cover, Squishy's enjoying a little pile of hay right now. I thought we would walk down and see the girls in their new pasture, so come along. Now that we're out of the barn, and you can hear me away from the fans, you can see they have a well-worn path. We're going down beyond the trees. Actually, we're going through the trees to their new pasture. And if you know anything about electric fence, we're running at 8. That's pretty good. Gonna go down here. You can see the girls in, let me zoom in a little bit. You see them out there in their new pasture? I'm gonna go down here. Hopefully I can do this one-handed and show you where they are. So I came from up there and we have all of this down here electrified. And as we go through here, you'll see they've got a nice worn path through here too. They can go out through this pasture gate over here. Get you down there. Hi. And once we get there, I mean, obviously they don't have to duck, but I'm going to duck because of this string. And then here they are in their pasture. The cows are down below. I'm not exactly sure why they're huddled down there, but these girls, sorry about putting you into the sun, they're enjoying pasture time on fresh grass. It looks like actually they've eaten it down pretty well. Looks like we might be set up to go over here today. Not sure what the plans are, but I'm gonna go out and inspect everybody and see how everybody's doing. The cows, let me zoom in. You can see the cows, but can you see behind them up on the hill? Not sure if you can see them up there. Our boys are in, the 4 boys, our older boys, are in that pasture back there, separated by the lane. We keep them separate, obviously, because they would breed these girls all the time. Everybody looks good in this pasture. They actually just came down when I went out to the barn to do the hay, the straw I mean. They were all in there, and apparently they didn't want me in there, so unfortunately I chased them out. But yep, they are all happy and healthy, enjoying fresh grass, as it should be. These girls do not belong in here. I just finished putting this floor down for the sheep because it's gonna rain, and these big girls came in here and thought, oh, what a lovely treat. They were just down in the pasture where I showed you, and they must have booked it up here after me to come in here and do this. So we're gonna put a hotter wire across here that they can't get under. Clarabelle, even though she's almost 10, she's a tiny little thing compared to the other 3. The only one who isn't a full Dexter is Willa right here. She's half Dexter, half Galvy. The other 3 are full Dexter. Clarabelle must have just been a runt from the farm that we got her from. So yeah, I'm gonna need some help getting these big girls out so they don't ruin all of my work. This is my boy Rambo. He is Jenny's boy. He's my baby. He's so sweet. I'm gonna end the vlog here. If you like this content, please let us know in the comments below, and remember to subscribe and share our channel. Until next time, Rambo and I say bye-bye. See you soon.